They're watching you, hiding among leaves and stems, crevices and rocks, detecting way more colors than you do. These awesome creatures are jumping spiders, and scientists are mesmerized by their seemingly simple eyes that can do great things. This is the largest family of spiders, and they rely heavily on vision as their primary sense. That's why they have eyes that function like minuscule telescopes, allowing them to see with outstanding color and detail. Another amazing thing about their eyes is that they can move independently. This feature lets them estimate depth using just one eye. Among others, jumping spiders have 6 motion detection eyes, thanks to which they have an almost 360-degree view. This super ability helps spiders identify threats as well as prey in no time. Male jumping spiders are also excellent dancers, yeah. To attract the attention of females, they do a little dance involving beating their abdomens on the ground and moving their legs in the air. While doing it all, male spiders tap their feet against the ground so fast that the human eye can't detect it. Another surprising feature of these spiders that distinguishes them from other arachnids is that they don't use webs to trap their prey. The thing is, they just jump too well to even need it. At the same time, it doesn't mean they can't produce silk. Some jumping spiders make tiny tents and shelters to hide from rain and nighttime predators. Plus, when a jumping spider, jumps, it anchors itself with a string, just in case it misses its target. Velvet worms might look harmless and gentle, but they're active and perilous carnivores. They prefer to feast on small invertebrates like termites, small spiders, and woodlice. But the coolest thing about these creatures is probably how they catch their prey, by throwing sticky slime from their oral tubes. Ew! This slime entangles the prey so effectively that it has no chance of escape. Then the worm emits digestive saliva that softens its future dinner. Afterward, it gradually bites off parts of its meal and pulls them into its mouth. If there are any undigested portions, they're removed through the rear of the worm's body. By the way, that yucky slime can also serve as a self-defense mechanism. Yeah, you just can't unsee this stuff, can you? Salamanders are truly remarkable creatures. If this amphibian loses a toe, it simply grows back. If something chops away a piece of its heart or even spinal cord, it will regenerate. One of the most well-known salamanders is the axolotl, which is found in lakes near Mexico City. This creature is a true Peter Pan of the salamander world. Even a 12-inch-long reproductive adult has certain features of its youthful phase throughout its whole life cycle. For example, these prominent gills protruding from the back of the animal's head are retained from its larval phase. Scientists are trying to unravel the mystery behind the incredible regenerative abilities of the salamander. They found out that its molecules somehow command cells inside the injured axolotl to develop and move, often restoring an entire limb in the right proportion and size. Such regeneration is possible as far as the shoulder, and it looks as if the animal is growing a limb for the first time. You probably know about lizards that shed their still wriggling tails when threatened. They do it to distract predators. But sea cucumbers take this strategy to the next level. When startled, some of these creatures shoot a sticky, silky substance out of their rear ends. And that substance is actually a whole organ. At first sight, this tangle of tubules looks like intestines. But it actually evolved from the creature's respiratory system. And just like a lizard's tail, it regenerates after the sea cucumber uses it. Researchers analyzed the entire genome of the sea cucumber to figure out the mechanism it uses to accomplish this outstanding feat. They believe that certain proteins might be responsible for expelling the organ. They also have concluded that the silk proteins of sea cucumbers' tubules don't have the same sequence of amino acids as spider silk. On the other hand, they also are made up of long, repeated chains of amino acids. This discovery might mean that such long repeats are likely to be a shared structure in many silk-like proteins, even when they evolved independently. What do you imagine when I say shrimp? Right, a small and unassuming creature. But there's one tiny wonder out there called the pistol shrimp that is so powerful it can annihilate its prey. Pistol shrimps are also known as snapping shrimps. They're pros at creating something seemingly childish and harmless as bubbles. But those aren't your ordinary bubbles. They produce a sound louder than a gun and generate enormous amounts of heat. The pistol shrimp can not only send fatal bubbles to eliminate its prey, but they also jackhammer into the rock to make burrows and protect these burrows from other shrimps. To do this magic, the creature uses one oversized snapper claw that often grows to be half the size of its body. Moisture-harvesting lizards, like the Australian thorny devil, have one remarkable ability that helps them survive in super-arid regions. They have a special skin structure with tiny capillary channels in between their overlapping scales. This allows the lizard to collect water into these capillaries and transport it to the mouth for ingestion. The animal can get water from any available source – rainfall, dew, puddles, moist sand, and even condensation on the skin. The amount of the water the creature needs to fill the skin capillaries is just a bit more than 3% of its body mass. Wood frogs have an uncanny ability to freeze up to 60% of their bodies to survive winter. But that's not all. Alaskan wood frogs also stop breathing, and their hearts stop beating. Thanks to this, wood frogs can live through temperatures as low as 3 degrees Fahrenheit, and in the spring, they simply thaw out. To enter this semi-frozen state, wood frogs build up a high concentration of glucose in their tissues and organs. This glucose level can be 100 times the norm. Sugar acts as a cryoprotectant. It prevents ice crystals from forming in the animal's cells. Otherwise, they could puncture blood vessels and damage tissues. Now, some species of Antarctic fish have special antifreeze proteins in their blood. Without them, they wouldn't be able to survive in the frigid waters of the Southern Ocean surrounding Antarctica. Almost no fish can live at temperatures of around 28 degrees Fahrenheit. But these antifreeze proteins bind to ice crystals in the fish's blood, which stops the crystals from growing there and harming cells and tissues. Scientists believe that after interacting with the proteins, ice crystals might travel to the fish's spleen, where they remain stored until the fish get rid of them. It's still unclear how it happens. Maybe these crystals melt. Such an extraordinary adaptation explains why these fish make up around 90% of the fish biomass in that region. Tube worms are amazing creatures. They can thrive in a mix of ultra-hot water heated by magma and oxygenated seawater. Once, scientists thought that the deep ocean floor was totally devoid of life. But in 1977, they discovered giant tube worms living along the Galapagos Rift around 1.5 miles below the ocean surface. These creatures literally thrived in hydrothermal vents. Tube worms live there, surrounded by total darkness. Their bases remain in hot hydrothermal fluid, water filled with dissolved elements and compounds. Meanwhile, their tops stretch into oxygenated seawater. Tube worms can reach lengths of over 6 feet, and they have no digestive system. Their long white tubes end in red plumes. Those are full of hemoglobin. The plumes act like gills, circulating oxygen, hydrogen sulfide, and carbon dioxide. Inside tube worms, there are bacteria producing carbohydrates and proteins. These bacteria feed both themselves and the worms. Pufferfish can inflate to enormous sizes, more than double their original size. You see, the problem is that slow-swimming fish can't always escape predators due to their speed limitations. But pufferfish have elastic stomachs that can be inflated with water if they feel threatened. Interestingly, pufferfish's cousins have spines instead of scales that pop up when they puff. It makes them look especially threatening. Anyway, sometimes pufferfish expand just to stretch their muscles. In any case, they can swell up to more than twice their original size. That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.